Have you ever read that Thoreau quote, "Most men live lives of quiet desperation"?
Yeah, I actually quoted that on one of my pictures.
Oh, it's a great quote.
The mass of men, or something along the lines of the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation.
Yeah, something along those lines. That quote, I love that quote.
He's got a lot of great ones.
He's a brilliant guy. But that quote is one of the reasons why I think your Instagram and everything is so popular, is because there's a lot of people out there that are stuck in cubicles or they're stuck in jobs that they don't want to be there. They don't want to be doing what they're doing. They're looking at their resources. It's so small. They're tired all the time. They get done from work. They don't have any energy to do anything else. They're saddled down with some relationship that's probably not optimal. They're getting yelled at. They're fucking. It's not going well. It's not going well. There's not a lot of joy. Yeah. And then they go on your Instagram and you're fucking jet skiing and late meat and it's all the shooting guns and your underwear. And it's like it looks so fun, and.
Yeah, and I try and be authentic. Another one of his quotes, rather than love, rather than fame, rather than money, give me truth. And I like that.
You can have all those, though. Look, you got it all. You got truth, you got fame, you got
truth
love,
is the rare one. That's the rare one in LA.
Well, it is rare because it's difficult to pull off because most people are not really comfortable with who they are. So instead of fixing that, they just kind of pretend. And look, that's what politics is. Yeah. That's what a business is. When you put that fucking stupid tie on and you got those slippery shoes with the tassels on them, and pretending that you really talk like that. Yeah. And you're talking about dividends and making it. Well, we can make this work, and let's touch base on Monday. And hey, great to talk to you. And shut the fuck up. It's all
political correctness, the fucking pleasantries, just the bullshit. That's what I wanted to just kind of get rid of.
Well, I had a conversation with someone about, people that have a lot of money and ballers, and someone goes, that seems like such an empty life. And I don't know if we were talking about you specifically, but you're like a perfect example of it. I'm like, but here's my point. I'm defending you. I'm like, what's empty about it? Looks like he's having fun. Like, what's so great about showing up to an insurance company every day and putting in your work? Like, look, it's very admirable to provide for your family. It's very admirable to put in hard work when you don't want to and get it done. But there's nothing wrong with figuring out a way to not do that either. Just because you got stuck in some sort of a weird situation where you have to fucking grind it out at some lumberyard every day doesn't mean that a guy like you who's just got some crazy life that he's living where he figured out a way to make a bunch of money gambling poker, playing card games, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I look at all your shit, I don't see any victims. I don't see anything wrong. I see you having a bunch of fun, and I see a bunch of girls that are laughing. They seem to be having a bunch of fun. You're flying to Italy. You're doing all this crazy shit. I don't see anything wrong. But yet people get mad and people hate. And when I have conversations with people, I'm like, what is shallow about all these experiences? What is so awful?
Yeah, and a lot of girls have really benefited. I've built some careers. Lindsay Pellis, when I started dating her, she had 100,000 followers. She bumped up to 1.6 million in 3 weeks. And now this chick's making $400,000 or $500,000 a year posting pictures on Instagram and Snapchat. Just think about that for a second. She's making 4 times as much as a doctor or a lawyer when they get out of college, and forget about all their debt that they have. Let's just say they come out of college with no debt. She's still making 5 times more money than them at 4 years younger.
Also the amount of fucking time they have to spend if you're a doctor or a lawyer, not just going through medical school, not just going through your residency, but constantly working.
And she's got to post a couple pictures. Yeah, sit on a couch, post a few pictures.
Suck her fingers.
Here's my tea,
Her ass up in the air, high heels. Woo! It's a beautiful world. The world of social media is a fascinating world, man. Because, speaking for me personally as a comedian, before social media, I used to have to do so much work. I used to have to get up early in the morning and do radio shows before gigs. I used to have to do morning TV. You'd have to do interviews with... I'd do an interview with some newspaper reporter. That guy did not want to fucking talk to me and give a shit about me. And I'd try to have fun with it, and maybe he would try to have fun with it. But for the most part, it was nonsense. Yeah. You don't have to do any of that anymore. Social media has changed.
It's access. It's just pure, access. And it's actually fucked it up, honestly, for a lot of these girls now because they don't want to go to the clubs. Like, they don't need to go to parties to meet celebrities anymore. They could just DM them. Like, and then you have all these, rich guys that are just having their, their pussy coordinator, message all these
They have
girls.
a coordinator?
Oh,
who has a pussy coordinator?
It's so crazy, bro. You have no idea. Like, now these girls are getting booked out. They're getting paid, $5,000, $10,000 to just go on a vacation. Some of them don't even have to sleep with any of the guys. I mean, it's just like...
That seems like you would never get anything done.
Yeah, I mean, and from these girls' point of view, you can't really blame them. I mean, it's like, fuck, if I was one of these girls and I could travel the world on a private jet and do all this other, crazy shit for free, and it's just, I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't blame him at all. I don't
Yeah.
blame him at all.